It's here at last. The Instant Pot Duo Crisp has arrived in the UK finally. So this is the one with the air fryer, and in today's video I'm going to unbox and show you what you get in the UK version and help you answer the question, is this thing worth the space in my cupboards? If you subscribe to the channel, you'll know that I absolutely love my Instant Pot, and I love pressure cooking because it's a great way of using cheaper cuts of meat, whole chickens getting cooked really quickly, being able to use beans and lentils without soaking overnight, and loads of other things too. But I have also wanted an air fryer for quite some time, just to make those kind of crispy things that add to a dish, and at the moment I have to do that in the oven. So the idea of being able to have this combination appliance and to be able to do the crisping also in a very economical machine, rather than putting the kind of full oven on for maybe just a few nachos, which I've already tested in here, by the way, so watch out for a video on that. So anyway, I'm super excited about it, as you can tell, but what I found when I was looking on YouTube is that there weren't any UK videos, so I wanted to give you a good look at this appliance because it's not the smallest or the most beautiful of things, but I can tell you that it is beautiful inside and it's already really impressing me. So let's do it. Let's show you what's in the box and give you my very early but very positive first impressions, and then at the end I'm also going to get out my old Instant Pot and put them side by side so you can get a sense of size. So in the box what we have is an Instant Pot Duo 8 litre. So this is the bigger size of the Instant Pot if you've had one before. And then on top of that here we've got the air fryer lid. And then next to it we've got the normal Instant Pot pressure cooking lid. And then we have the air fryer basket, and that little circular ring there that you can see fits on the bottom of the air fryer basket. And then that silver piece with the holes in also fits inside the air fryer basket, and it basically creates two layers so that you can do two lots of stuff at once, or if you're using the grill function you'd use this silver piece on top to bring the food closer to the Instant Pot air fryer lid. And then we have the stand for the air fryer lid, so when you're checking your food or you've finished air frying you can place your lid on there so it doesn't mark your work surfaces. And this acts also, as when you flip it over, as a way of kind of protecting the air fryer lid when it's in storage, so it sort of slots onto it. And then the final piece is this handy trivet, which is much improved from my original Duo. So the trivet acts as both something that you can use to safely lift out whatever containers you're using in your Instant Pot, and then you can also flip it upside down and turn the legs around and it becomes a stand for pot-in-pot cooking. So that enables you to, say, cook your rice at the same time as you have your chilli going in the base of the pot, and that's one of my favourite economical ways of cooking with the Instant Pot, and saves on washing up as well. And then in terms of instructions, you've got your quick start guide for the Duo Crisp and the air fryer, and then you've got your kind of maintenance and warranty booklet. What doesn't come in the box is the full instruction booklet for using the Instant Pot Duo Crisp. So what I've done is I've linked that below and you can download it from the Instant Pot website. And the full guide really is useful, and it gives you some ideas on how to use all of the different functions in the Instant Pot. So that's what you get in the box. So now let's take a look at some of the functions so you can see if this new Instant Pot is worth it for you. It's a little bit different to the previous Duo, which is the only one I've had, so that's all I have for comparison. What we've got is less of the preset buttons on the Instant Pot control panel, and that's to make way for this new set of air fry control buttons. So what you have here are two main rows of buttons, and the row beginning with pressure cook are the more traditional Instant Pot buttons that we use, and then the row below are the air fry settings. And what's brilliant is that the lid is sensitive, so if you have on the pressure cooker lid, you can only use these pressure cooker, saute, slow cook, steam and sous vide buttons, and if you've got the air fryer lid on, you can only use the air fry, roast, bake, broil and dehydrate. So let's go through each of those in turn and give you a sense of what you can do. So first of all, this machine is a brilliant pressure cooker. This is the USP of the Instant Pot, really, was to bring pressure cooking into the modern age and forget about all those old scary pressure cookers some of us used to have. These are very, very different. They have a whole host of safety measures, and it means that you can just set and forget. And pressure cookers will save you money. They're an amazing way of cooking up cheaper cuts of meat. You can cook beans and lentils without pre-soaking them, so you can really make use of all kinds of economical foods and cook them in a way that's quite joyous, to be honest, because it's so easy. So this is a bigger pot than my old Instant Pot Duo, so one thing to be aware of is that the minimums are a little different. So with the water, for instance, it's a 2-cup minimum for this Instant Pot, but other than that, I'd be really pleased to have the extra space to be able to batch cook up stuff and get it into the freezer and save time on the busy and the difficult days. So pressure cooking, if you haven't tried it, the Instant Pot is, in my view at least, the machine to use to get into it and learn how it all works and have a bit of fun experimenting. And then secondly, we've got the saute function, and this is transformative in terms of using the pressure cooker, because what it means is that you can begin your cooking, say you are cooking something like a curry or a bolognese, you can use the saute function at the beginning, just like you've got a pan on the stove, and you can cook down the mirepoix, your onions, carrots and celery, and let that gently saute for a while before you add in the other ingredients and get into pressure cooking. So this is an amazing thing about the Instant Pot, and this new one is no different in that you can really get creative and make the best of different kinds of cooking methods. And the other thing that I use saute for quite a lot is if I've overestimated the water in a soup or stew, I'll just take the lid off, put it onto saute and let it reduce down. So it's a fantastic function to have, and here it is on the new Instant Pot. Then the third thing you can use it for is for slow cooking. Now I'll be honest, I have never used the slow cook setting in my Instant Pot Duo, and I haven't tried this one either yet. I am going to do a series of videos on all of these different settings and show you different recipes, so I'll be trying that out for myself. But for me, I love to pressure cook, but if you prefer the slow cooking method, you've got that all built in to this one pot. And then the fourth function here is the steam button. So if you want to steam some vegetables rather than pressure cook them, which is it is a bit easy to overdo veg if you pressure cook them until you get used to it, but you can use the much gentler steam function instead. So you're cooking under steam, but the Instant Pot isn't getting up to pressure. So again, you may have a dedicated gadget for that, but you won't need it because you can do your steaming in the Instant Pot Duo. And then finally, here's another function I haven't used yet, but I'm dying to try, and that is sous vide. And if you haven't sous vide before, it's a way of cooking meat and various foods at a constant temperature for a long time to get a kind of perfect tenderness. So you'll often see it for fish or steak. I'm really interested in experimenting with making sous vide eggs for ramen, so that will be an interesting one. So that's the functions for the main Instant Pot using the pressure cooking lid. Now let's move on to the air fryer. So in this second row, we've got another 5 functions here. And really, I think the main thing to grasp about this Instant Pot Duo Crisp with the air fryer is that an air fryer isn't actually a fryer. It's more like having a mini convection oven. And these buttons really relate to how you might use a fan oven or a grill to cook your food and brown stuff. So the first 3 to me are quite similar. You've got your air fry, your roast and your bake. And what these are really are just preset combinations of a particular temperature in what you might think of as a convection oven. And you can manually adjust that temperature using the plus and minus buttons at the top of the control panel. Then the 4th button, which says broil, it's not a term we use in the UK. We tend to use grill for that. So we might use that to just finish something off. And the broil button is really bringing all of the heat down from the top of the lid to crisp up food quickly. And for that, you use the silver tray inside the air fryer basket, and that brings the food to a height so that you can grill it quickly. And then finally, we have the dehydrate button. So this is cooking at a very low temperature and having the air circulate so that you can dry foods. So I do quite a lot of dehydrating, and I have a separate dehydrator, and you can use that for all kinds of foods to help preserve them. So you can dehydrate strawberries, they're amazing. You can dehydrate things like kale and greens. You can dehydrate your garden herbs. You can dehydrate chilies and make your own chili powder, and dehydrating is a really fun thing to do and a really great way of preserving any excess food that you have. But what I would say about the Instant Pot is that really you can only dehydrate a very small amount of food in something as small as this. So it's a fantastic function to allow you to experiment with dehydrating. But if it turns out dehydrating suits you, you'll almost certainly want to get a separate dehydrator because it takes many, many hours to dehydrate food, and your Instant Pot will be busy for too long just when you're wanting to air fry some chicken wings. So a bit of an extra function, I'd say, rather than the most practical one with that one. But I might be proved wrong because I haven't tried it yet. So finally on this Instant Pot Duo, we've got the delay start button and the keep warm. And delay start is so that you can have your food ready the minute that you want it, so it can move forward when the cooking time begins. And keep warm is just what it says. It will keep your food warm until you're all ready to eat. And all of these things really take the stress out of busy days and gives you an awful lot of flexibility. And if you're upgrading from the smaller Instant Pot Duo, here's some pictures side by side so you can have a sense of the difference. And there's far more cooking space in this new Instant Pot Duo Crisp. But on the other hand, it does mean you need to clear out some space in those cupboards, because what you have is your ordinary and larger Instant Pot, and then you also need some storage space for the lid. So I'm going to be doing a lot more testing and developing recipes for this thing over the next few weeks. So subscribe if you'd like to see those, and hopefully that will help you answer the big question: is it worth the room in my cupboards?